Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mountain Man Monday. I'm your host, Mr. Mountain Man, live from the mountains of Western North Carolina, the beautiful Western North Carolina, just outside of Asheville. This is LiveStream episode number 107. Today is March the 7th, 2022. I want to welcome everyone that joins me live here this evening, as well as anyone who may be watching on delay. This live stream and all of them are available under the live stream playlist on the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel. Again, glad for anybody that can join me here later this evening. And I hope everybody's had a great start to their week and a nice Monday. We are here in the mountains in this part of the country, starting to feel spring. It's been in the 70s, almost 80 yesterday here in the elevations of the mountains. So that tells me that other places must have been well above 80, especially to the south. Hopefully everybody is enjoying this time of the year, and we will soon see more flowers, trees. The mountains will get back to being the Blue Ridge Mountains again, looking quite beautiful here in just a couple of months. Actually, probably a month and a half, they'll be back and getting in full gear. But it is still technically wintertime on the calendar for a little bit while longer. And that does not preclude us without an adapter that they sell. So I'm waiting on that adapter so I can set up my router and mesh system in the house. So I basically have one router that has extremely excellent speeds, but it is way on the other end of the house. So I had to do a little homework tonight to see, does my old internet or new internet work where I am right here? And from what I can tell, the upload speeds, which is what matters for a live stream, is better right now. But the download speeds are not so good being this far away. So if we have any network issues, please let me know if it's grainy or doesn't sound good, because midstream, it's very simple. I could switch back to the other network and we could have it. I'm probably only a week or two away from getting that part from Starlink, so I can set up all my routers and get premium or excellent speed all throughout all the different points of the house and actually sharing that. The Starlink satellite and internet is very, very exciting and promising. I'm happy about it, at least up close to the router. It is much, much faster. So please let me know if there are any issues beyond what's normal. Again, I'm probably a week or two away from having the house set up fully, now knowing what equipment there was. And so I'd just like to know for tonight if there are any issues. Let me scroll down and see. You're cutting in and out. It's bad. Okay. All right. Well, if that's the thing, then I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the other network. Somebody else said it's cutting out. All right, let me switch back to the other network. Give me 1 second. It won't take long. Just take 1 second. I'm still here. I am still here. That was a little experiment. It didn't work. That's okay. We'll do it in stages. Give me just 1 second, and I will get back on this other network. Let me see here. Okay, I should be. All right, I'm going to go back and read the comments. I just switched back to the old network, which we know what we're dealing with. How is it now? Let me know if it's a little bit better, because actually there should be nothing, just about nothing on this network. Again, it seems like it's better. All right, let me jump back to the top and say hello to everyone. Let me know. I'll keep an eye on it. Living Like Larry is here. Happy Mountain Man Monday to all, to you as well, Larry. JQ is here. Glad to have you, JQ. Foxy Wolf, welcome to the Mr. Mountain Man Monday live stream, where we have all marched in here together. Find out what is new in Western North Carolina, Great Smoky Mountains National Park. March on, Mr. Mountain Man. You bet. Got to get the old Thor's hammer, Mountain Man hammer out every time we get the little flex there. Absolutely. Hello again, JQ. Glad to have you here. Let us know how you're doing. This week did fly by. Great to have you here, Mr. Carlos. Hello, Mom and Dad. It was great seeing you again last week, and hope you had a wonderful trip back to Ohio. Love you guys both. We've got Rita's here. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man. Hello to you, Rita. Hope you are having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Blondie, you as well. Hope you're having a nice start to your week. Hello to you and the traveling Hoosier. We got AZ Rock here. Hello, Mr. Mountain. To you as well. A good, happy hello. And I hope your Monday is going well. Just got back from Tennessee. Always a nice trip. You should come over here to the Carolinas, though. I'm telling you, North Carolina is highly underrated, I think, from all the hubbub over in East Tennessee. It is beautiful over here, but so is Tennessee. Can't take anything away from Tennessee at all. Yes, it was breaking up. You guys might have heard. I don't know if it came through clearly, but that was a little experiment. I did get Starlink. And if I'm repeating myself, my apologies. I'll just recap it quickly. I did get Starlink. It is blazingly fast. The only problem is the proprietary router. You need an additional part to use your own router and then be able to set up the mesh system so that the Wi-Fi can reach throughout the house. I am on the complete opposite end of where that router is. This is a terrible spot, and I'm still waiting on those parts. If I was a little bit closer, but the speeds are 10x what I have now. Something to look forward to. It was a little experiment. I did a speed test. I thought it was going to be good enough, but it was not. And so I've switched back to the other network. Hopefully in a week or two, I'll get that part from Starlink that allows me to bypass, use Ethernet, and hook up all my existing router system. Smoky Mountain Man, how you doing? Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Tommy Tom, you as well. Welcome to the live stream. Let us know how you're doing. And let's see who else has rolled in here. Let's see. Hello. Yep, just got back from Pigeon Forge. That is awesome. How was the traffic there, by the way? Check the oil while you're at it, right? Well, I was doing that yesterday with the car, not the oil, but I was trying to get the GT500 jacked up, and I have that nice long low profile jack, but it was getting impeded by the rocker panel trim kit, and so it wouldn't reach the frame rails to jack up the car. I needed to do something with the radiator fluid, a flush and fill, and I wasn't able to do it. I have to buy this special adapter for the pinch welds on a Mustang so I can jack it up from there. So I was trying to work on the car yesterday, but it wasn't super successful. Much better. Good. Sounds better. Everything's getting better. Thank you so much. 80s in Tennessee, and now I'm home in 30s and snowing. Wow. Yeah, like I said, winter is not done yet. There are many parts of the country that'll still get, old man winter showing up in full force, because until March 21st, and even winter doesn't know the calendar, but just generically speaking, something to look forward, though, to this weekend. Other than that, we lose an hour of sleep. We will get the daylight longer into the evening, which I look forward to, because it's kind of, every day when you're done with work or doing something in the evening and it's dark outside, that's kind of like, I feel like I don't get enough sun during the winter months. So busy during the day, I don't get outside enough. And so even though it seems like a double-edged sword, because once the nicer weather, then you got to mow the grass and do all that kind of stuff. But it does get you outside, and those extended hours, I like it much more, especially, in the evening. You're going to be in the Smokies from April 1st to the 6th. Fantastic. Which part specifically? Because the Smokies is a big part. We've talked about here, Smokies is synonymous with Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, but the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is, just as much in North Carolina as Tennessee. Is there a particular part you guys are going to be traveling? That would be pretty cool. It's a great time. Things will start to bloom. I actually went to, a few years ago, before the traffic was really getting nuts, to Cades Cove around that time, maybe April 14th or something. And it was really pretty, because in Cades Cove it was starting to bloom, but off in the distance the mountains were still snow capped. I have some nice pictures, and I am doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Thought it was my internet. Fixed it. Yes. And again, you heard the explanation on it. I'm just waiting on some new parts to spread this awesome internet throughout the house. Once I get that going, it's going to be great. I basically have nothing connected to the old network, trying to vet out and make sure Starlink is good. Been looking at the stats, rarely obstructed, a couple seconds, few seconds a day. It's A+. I'm a big Starlink fan. It's really, really nice for the devices that are close to the router, at least at this point. It's been in the 80s. I would have expected that, Foxy Wolf. Yeah, because if we were it was like 75, 76 at the base of the mountains here yesterday. So I figured, South Florida is going to South Georgia is going to be warm. Yes, NC is awesome. Love Asheville. This past Friday, I went out with one of my kids to spend some time in downtown Asheville, and I posted a couple of shorts on the channel. Hopefully you all got to check that out. I mean, they were very random. I did a lot more than that, but we ate at a really cool place called the Social Melting Pot. It's not as grandiose and as fancy as the Melting Pot brand. It's nice because it doesn't hit the wallet quite that hard, but you still get that experience. And then they have, for their dinner, they still kind of have regular menu items. They had a wonderful burger that I had, just absolutely fantastic. And then we also got chicken and waffles, which was pretty good. The fondue part was more like an appetizer, although you could make it a dinner. We got it before and chose the things on a list. It was really cool. Got some ice cream downtown, walked around. I'm telling you, the shops downtown are amazing. Like I talked about this a bit last week that, to me, when you really put Gatlinburg under a microscope, thinking about tourist spots, a lot of the souvenirs in Gatlinburg are kind of like tchotchkes. There's a lot of, garbage t-shirts with sayings on them. And just, there's some cool Smoky Mountain stuff, but the souvenirs are kind of hit or miss. It's kind of a lot of the stuff, and some, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of good local fare. Now, downtown Asheville, we went to some cool like hiking stores. They had really neat Asheville stuff and hiking maps and some nice clothing and stuff. If you wanted to do hiking, there were other stores that had local art and local flair. It really has not turned into like a Myrtle Beach-esque or a Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg-esque. It's really, really tremendous. I mean, a lot of people know that. I don't know if it's completely underrated, but Asheville is a fantastic place, and hopefully be bringing you some more content from that. Larry is back in Ohio this week. You will get to experience some of that cold, but glad to see you on your way back home. Hopefully getting to spend some time with the family. Hello, Dr. J. Hello, Mr. Mamma and family. I'm here listening, but I'm editing a video. I'll be listening tonight. No problem at all. Hope you are doing well. Let us know how you're doing, and glad that you are here. Let's see. Spaceman Dudley says hello and good evening, everyone. Likewise, back at you. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Thank you for that, Blondie's Adventure. Anybody who appreciates the live stream and wants others to know about it, this is one of the ways that you can let folks know, is by hitting the thumbs up, sharing it, or letting know. Bad traffic in Pigeon Forge. Yeah, I know I'm not going to sit here and knock East Tennessee because I still enjoy it. I said last week, we love Dollywood. We love Ripley's, the mini golf. Great food. I'm more of a fan of the food in Pigeon Forge than Gatlinburg. I still like Gatlinburg because the feel of the quaintness in the valley. I think my favorite two parts of Gatlinburg are the village and Ober-Gatlinburg, and I mentioned that before. But beyond that, like, you've got to want to go there these days. I think I was thinking about it tonight. I was walking the dog and I was thinking about the live stream, and I was thinking about, some of my reflected thoughts. I think I'm still living on memories. I kind of romanticize, the Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area for a lot of the family memories that we've had there. But these days when I go there sometimes it can be annoying, like the traffic and the crowds. And such. The same thing happened with Disney World when we used to go there all the time. When we were able to go there as much as we wanted because we had season passes. Sometimes the memories and romanticizing like what it had been was greater than when we get to the park and it was 95 degrees and the kids were crying and the traffic was bad and and the lines were long. That stuff starts to get to you when it's not new. So the recipe for that is you take a break from it and you experience something new. And I think that's what it is for us. But I think one of my favorite parts too about going over to East Tennessee is the drive. I like the drive through the gorge and I-40. To me, the journey, old cliche, the journey is almost as fun as the destination. And we also try to be strategic about when we come there and come in from the east. which is a little bit less traffic than those folks that come down from 75 and down the main drag through there. The traffic is a lot worse. We normally don't have to deal with that coming in from the east. But yeah, I hopefully, all that aside, you had a wonderful time. I know how much you all love that area, so hopefully it was an excellent trip. We had beautiful weather over the weekend, but now it's cold again and went from the high 60s at midnight down to the 40s. That's right. When we get to the news and notes, you will see the weather at the very tail end. It's warm. It was warm yesterday, Saturday, today, and it just kind of trails down a little bit throughout the week. Last minute trip over the weekend. We'll be back in 8 weeks. That's fantastic. Tried driving my Cafeteria yesterday and got a message that the AC turned off due to an engine overheating and temp gauge wasn't reading anything strange. You know, when cars sit for a while because you've been gone, I wonder what's up with that. Thankfully, your car being newer, you know, maybe that code can be diagnosed if you've got a scanner, or you can even take it into one of the auto parts store. They'll scan it for free. Then you can do a little research or just pay to have it serviced. Cars are kind of a tricky deal, you know. I mean, if you have the time and a little know-how, you can save yourself a bunch of money, but they can also be a big old headache too. And nowadays, the cost of getting things done at a dealer or a mechanic, you know, are really outrageous for certain things. So I'm pretty picky and choosy about when taking the cars in. Hey, Claude, I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. You love winter. Please bring back the cooler temps. Hey, I can appreciate that. I remember when I lived in Florida and it was hot all the time, and we would get a couple of cold days and somebody be complaining about it. I'm like, listen, don't forget, before you know it, it'll be 95 outside and you get into the car and it's 115. Enjoy these days while you have them. So I totally get it. I think that the cooler temps and winter time is something that should be enjoyed. I definitely don't want to push it. I remember when winter was rolling around last fall, I said I'm still enjoying, you know, the season. So I do completely appreciate what you're saying. I think it'll be warm. It already is in some places, but I think it'll be warm, you know, before we know it. So we don't want to bring it on too quickly. In fact, winter here was only about 2 months long. If you all recall, I put on Instagram on January 1st, it was 78 degrees and we had a really warm Christmas. Then it got really cold in January. We had that big old snow. It took a long time to melt. It was very cold. January and February, for the most part, were pretty cold. And then it got warm all of a sudden as soon as March hit. It's like this year we had a 2-month winter and that's it. Helen, Georgia meetup this weekend. I did not know that. Who's going to be there, or is this like some kind of travel thing? The Helen is a cool place. I have not been there, but I've seen several videos on it, and it's really neat. Blondie Adventure has 5 videos coming out. Make sure to check out Blondie's Adventures channel for sure. Ted and Deborah Harrison, greetings, Mr. Mountain and everyone in the chat, to you as well. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. More snow for AZ Rock. Saw the first robin today. I think, you know, I always get the some of the birds confused, but not too long ago, I did see some, like, I think they were actually blue jays. I've seen cardinals over the winter. Some other ones. We have this book that my sister got that has all the different birds, and you can tell which ones are in Western North Carolina. Sometimes looking out the window, it's kind of neat to try to figure out what they are. You had a great time. That's good. That is super cool. You're going to go to Pigeon Forge, Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Cades Cove, and Oconalufi. I always mess that up. And then I ask, I think Foxy Wolf is the one that, I don't know why I'm always messing that up. I'm usually not terrible with words, but that one for me, I read it and it's a little bit of tongue twister. I don't say it that much. But anyway, the point being, that's a great spread of places that you are going to. I really hope you enjoy that. Sounds like a wonderful trip. Let's see. Panama City has been on fire. So hot and dry with no humidity. And that's unusual because that's in the panhandle of Florida. So normally the humidity, most of Florida. So that's not good to hear. How'd you enjoy the drum circle? It looked like fun. It was fun. You know, only was there for about 5 minutes. But it was just neat to see. I think the coolest thing about it was everybody was just in a good mood and happy. It was like this group of people, and you know, everybody was just smiling, and there were a few people dancing, kind of, you know, you saw in the video. And I just think that's contagious, you know, seeing people happy. It's pretty cool. That Pritchard Park little area right there, normally is a bit of a mecca for homelessness. So you get a lot of homeless people. So it's unfortunate. Well, obviously homeless is unfortunate anyway and paramount, but the physical area would be actually is like right smack dab in the middle of downtown would be a great place to sit. But ordinarily that's a place you just kind of walk by and everybody minds their own business. There's no known crime. Literally a pebble's throw across the street is a row of like cafes and restaurants like Tupelo Honey and the French cafe and bakery, and then the Social Melting Pots on the other side of the street, and a bunch of other restaurants. Very nice places, but it's a wonderful little area right there. You ate at the Golden Corral. I ate a Golden Corral yesterday. I mean, you know what? Again, it's the best bang for your buck. What was crazy yesterday is the Golden Corral had not been very busy the last several months. I didn't know if it was due to the pandemic or people kind of gave up on buffets, but whatever happened yesterday must have been National Buffet Day because it was crazy busy. I don't know. Maybe it was just the timing, but it was. The coffee shop you went to looked really neat. Yes. Now we just walked by that. I didn't actually get coffee there from the double decker. It is a very, very cool place. And Visit Asheville, who has an Instagram page as well. They just had a picture of that. I mean, downtown aesthetically is just a super, super cool place. Again, to me, having been to San Francisco 3 times, I think, twice or three times. Downtown Asheville to me is reminiscent of a couple of few, maybe 5 or 10 block area of San Francisco. Little eclectic, ethnic, different cuisines and restaurants, and you want to try them all. And there's, older architecture inside these restaurants and cool little places to go. There's something for everybody. There really is. I think it's super awesome. It's crazy how I've been here and not had enough time to enjoy that, but I'm starting to make more of an effort. And I appreciate that, AZ Rock. I was happy to share it. I was trying to be sleuth because, again, I was spending time with one of my kids, kind of one-on-one time with dad. And I didn't want to be, social mediaing too much. So I was trying to be very, expedient to share something with some friends and of the community, but at the same time, pay attention to my family. We went to the Sky Bridge. It cost over $70 for 2 people. That Sky Bridge is super expensive. And I don't know if it's because they're recouping the costs or the land there, because that is right in the middle of Gatlinburg. It could be a few things. It could be they're charging it because they can. There is an aspect of that, supply and demand. They have low supply, high demand. They can jack up the prices and there's still a line to go to the Sky Bridge. And if you can, then you do it. Disney does the same thing. So I can't begrudge a company, for doing that. The second thing could be that property right there that they bought, not only down on the Parkway, but up on the mountainside, could be very expensive. And they're trying to recoup some of that cost. So, it might be that factor as well. And some of it, again, could be for crowd control. Usually, and that's, again, what Disney does, the higher the price, it kind of manages that experience. So I'm not 100% sure, but we've never done that. And especially the lift. If you're going to go on the lift, go to Ober Gatlinburg. They have the best one in the most amazing view going up to the highest elevation. I would do that every day of the week and twice on Sunday before I paid for anything down in Gatlinburg. That's just my personal opinion. You would love to meet up with me in May. What was going on in May? Oh, is that when you're going again? Yes. My schedule is very unpredictable with the family. We are in, like, all of the weekends, our kids' activities and things going on, as evident by the snail's pace that I come out with videos. That's kind of a reflection of how busy life is. And for me to independently get out and do something is something that is a bit of a challenge at this stage in life. I always feel like it sounds like excuses or I'm blowing off people, but this is truly genuine. I just don't have a lot of bandwidth. And usually if we make a trip to Tennessee, it's not me anymore by myself. It's with the whole family, and especially with gas prices the way they are right now. But it will happen. And I think the better occurrence of it happening with people is if people are in the Western North Carolina area and my neck of the woods. And if I can plan it, that is much more possible for me. If people are here in the Asheville area planning ahead, for an hour or two to meet up or something like that, that is a much, much higher percentage for me to be able to meet people than to have to head over to East Tennessee. So something to keep in mind, that someday maybe that can absolutely come together, because I've been talking to you folks for years. It'd be great to meet in person sometime, because you told me be Tennessee, glad you had a chance. Okay, I'm reading some conversation between the two. Yes, it is crazy. I'm behind like 9:18, 12 minutes. I got to do a speed round here. Yeah, it was beautiful in Cades Cove. It usually always is. I think most people live in Asheville, where Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge is more tourist. Yes, we do get a lot of tourists though, because of the Biltmore and the Blue Ridge Parkway, and also, um, you know, I don't want to say this is less family-esque, but I think more people are moving to this area. A lot of people bring their nest egg and retire here, and a lot of people do in East Tennessee as well. But it feels a little more spread out here, and because some people might like the Asheville area and not have to be in Asheville proper, being Asheville's a little bit more expensive, and Buncombe County taxes are as well. Yeah, right. This is exactly what Smoky Mountain Man's saying. Like Townsend, because it's a peaceful and quiet side of the Smokies, kind of getting away from that. Yes, I looked at moving to Asheville a few years ago. I love your vids from around town. Hey, absolutely. And again, I'll be trying to share more on that front. And thank you for the feedback. I do appreciate it. Love the Sky Bridge and the new tower and walking trail. And again, if that experience, you can't put a price on it sometimes. Like, I don't know if you've all been tracking on the internet, but the big deal down at Disney is that the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser, experience has opened within the last several weeks. This is a $5,000 to $6,000 experience for 3 days, 2 nights. It's a completely immersive. You're in the story. They have paid actors. It's a unique experience, but it is kind of like a once in a lifetime thing. I am not doing that, nor would want to pay that. But for the Star Wars super fan, people are lining up in droves. The point being, that was a little more extreme example, but coming back to the Sky Bridge or something like that, if you have those experiences and and you have the opportunity, sometimes you just, you do it and you enjoy it. And it's less about the budget. Like, one of the trips we did go to Gatlinburg was our 15th wedding anniversary. And I remember at that time, for that week we were there, I'm like, you know what, we're going to look a little bit the other way for the budget for this week. And we're going to go to restaurants that we enjoy. We're going to do a little shopping, because this is a very special occasion. So 75 in Northwest Ohio Saturday. Now back to normal. Yep. A little bit cooler. And Blondie says it is amazing. The first robin sighting is a big deal here, apparently. It's the state bird, has a rusty orange like breast, and the rest of it is dark brown. So yeah, the robin, if I'm not mistaken, was like the most popular bird that we would see in Ohio. It's exactly like it had that, brownish orange, rusty orange, like you said, breast, and the rest is dark brownish. We had a lot of robins. Oh, and the Michael destroyed so much Panama City, leaving debris, adding fuel to the fires. And the mosquitoes are here. Yes. Asheville is very eclectic and such a cool place, right? Which fits me. I almost could have called this channel, I've said it before, the Eclectic Mountain Man, the Eclectic Handyman, because I don't have, it's not an exact theme. I kind of bounce around a little bit. So, but I agree, it does follow that. I want to visit San Francisco sometime soon. Want to see the bridge in Alcatraz and Redwoods up that way. So when I did it with, I've been there for work, and I've been there with my wife for leisure. One of the cool things about San Francisco is if you plop yourself downtown, you don't need a car. You can Uber very reasonably, and it is a massive city. We did not go to Alcatraz. I have been on a tour in the Bay when it was Fleet Week and all the ships and the air show was up there. That was pretty cool. But there's a never-ending amount of stuff to do. I mean, Fisherman's Wharf and the Godiva chocolate, if you want to do that. Italian restaurants, Greek restaurants, American restaurants, Asian restaurants, on and on. Chinatown, so many cool places. San Francisco is one. It's very expensive to like live there, but to go vacation there, it's A plus. I like it better than Chicago or you talking about big cities or Miami, or I would much prefer to go to San Francisco. Good question going on there between Skybridge and Anakista. Prayers for everyone doing flowers. And by the way, Smoky Mountain Man, again, I'm as you've heard me say a few times, I'm kind of an advocate for Ober-Gatlinburg. I just think it's a wonderful experience. And the price for the family for the day, getting all you can do wristbands and all that you can do up there, I think it's hard to beat. Is your sister looking to buy a house for when she moves there? She's going to be renting, and she should be here in the late spring. So very excited for Ditda, and we will be having her more present and here on the channel. Hope Faith is here. How you doing today? You're late. Don't even worry. You come when you want. You leave when you want. Enjoy as much or as little as you want to. I hope everybody's having a good time. And Hope Faith, hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Rayleigh Creative Travel for McKinney Oates and others are planning on being in Helen. That's very cool. I hope you have a great time. I've seen like one of the shows I enjoy watching called The Seven Little Johnsons on TLC. They went to Helen, Georgia, and there's the chocolate place there, and there's like old time photos, and they went on like this river rafting adventure. So it's kind of like Gatlinburg-esque a little bit, but more of a, I believe, a German flair, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Hey, Christina, Asheville is cool and unique. I love the bookstore downtown, green and beautiful. Appreciate your short. San Francisco is lovely. It's kind of losing its charm, in my opinion. That's an interesting comment. I can't say it's been 5 years since I've been to San Francisco, and I had a cluster of trips. Those ones I talked about were within about 5 years previous to that. I enjoyed seeing the painted ladies, like you see at the beginning of like Full House and stuff. Those old Victorian houses went there. I don't know. As far as the charm, like, again, people who try to live there, it's like impossible. Like, a shoebox size place, how many millions of dollars, or renting is outrageous. Those logistics and things I don't get into, but as far as being able to be on foot and see a lot of cool places, I thought it was a tremendous experience. Thumbs up, please. I think some of us forgot. Again, I appreciate it. Very humbled by that. It lets people know if you are enjoying this. Need prayers tonight. Not feeling so good, but I thought I'd jump on and chat for you. Whatever makes you feel better, Hope, please do it. If you don't feel like listening or watching this, you don't have to. But if it makes you feel better, whatever you like, and glad to hear. I hope you feel better. Got to run. Super tired from the trip. Everyone have a blessed night. YouTube Blondie's Adventure. Tell the traveling Hoosier we said hello, and thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Way out of my price range. Quote, Star Wars. Yes. What I've enjoyed watching, I am a Star Wars fan. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan, but I grew up in that era. I had a lot of Star Wars figures and toys growing up. I love all the movies. I'm not consider myself a super fan. I do have, I showed on one of these, may the fourth be with you. I have a Park proprietary lightsaber. So I do enjoy it, but not to that price point. The other thing about that, so what I've enjoyed doing is you can watch it on YouTube. There are several channels, like the Diz is one that I follow. They went there. They had like a 2.5 hour video. Did not watch the whole thing, kind of skip through and watch what I like. But one interesting thing about it is you got to have that like on personality. Like there's no, like you can relax, but you're wasting all your money. You've got to like get into the story and go on these adventures and interact with the characters. And most people dress up like you want to be mixed in. Like it's like you are in a real thing, with Star Wars. So it's pretty interesting. If you like that kind of thing, check out some of the videos on YouTube. I'm a super cheap person in my day-to-day, but Vacation Dad kicks in when we do those events. I'm a lot more free flowing with money then. And I think that's excellent because again, those are those experiences when you're making memories, and it's different for everyone. We've gone on the vacations where we are budgeting every single day, and the vacation wouldn't happen if we weren't budgeting. So that was the only way it happened. And we've been on other ones where there's special occasions, and we've, we've not gone crazy or anything, but we were kind of a little bit less restrictive about that. And it does feel like an extra special experience at that point, going out to eat at places you wouldn't normally do. We've done that at Myrtle Beach recently and things like that. So it was pretty neat. All about the Smokies. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Of course, you have a lot of videos out there and a lot of great content. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday and are doing well. If anybody is a fan of the Smokies and has not checked out All About the Smokies, please check out his channel, and there is lots of content over there. Again, good to see you. Scrolling through, what is the gas price in your area? It's expensive. It's like $4 a gallon. It's getting up there. When I was out yesterday, you could still find $3.79 or $3.89. Some gas stations were $4.09 and $4.19. Saturday, I was out, and at Sam's Club, they still had it for $3.49, and people were getting. This is interesting. I want to say something about this. And speaking of budget and things, I'm going to put things in perspective. But it was $3.49. People were getting a little ornery at the pumps. There was an older lady and some worker, and they were in two separate cars. And the guy started. The problem with Sam's Club is there's no order to it like many gas stations, so people are kind of lining up on both sides. I know some Sam's Clubs say go in this way and out the other, but this one is a little bit more chaotic. And this lady was in line, and this guy got mad at her. He's like, "Hey, line's over there. You got to get in over there. You got to," start yelling at her. It wasn't quite the pipeline issue we had last year where everybody's running out of gas. That stunk. But put things in perspective, speaking of budget. All right, let's say I'm not going to do 50 cents a gallon because ordinarily it's not 50 cents between places. 20 cents. 20 cents a gallon. Now, I'm not saying don't save money. 20 cents a gallon. Let's take a 20-gallon fuel tank. You're going to save $4, right? You're going to save 2 on 10, 4 on 20 for a fill-up at 20 cents a gallon. $4. I'm not snubbing my nose at $4. It's a good bit of money. I would save it too. But what I find interesting is the amount of money a cognizant person can save by being budget conscious. And I don't routinely see it. Stopping to go to Starbucks, not eating out at fast food. When you go to the grocery, buying the generic brand, cutting coupons, finding buy one, get one free, going to multiple grocery stores so that you can get buy one, get one free. And then you go over to Walmart and then get other items for sale, cutting out non-necessary things, reevaluating bills, calling your cell phone provider and trying to get a better deal, calling your cable provider if you have one and telling them you want a discount or you're quitting. Cutting out a lot of other things. It's just funny how people will get so cutthroat about saving 20 cents on gasoline, but there are all these opportunities on a daily basis to save money on a family or a personal budget that I don't routinely observe people doing. Now, I don't know everybody and every little dollar they spend, but if you observe folks, a lot of people are just taking stuff off the shelf at the grocery and not paying much attention. You can save a lot of money by being aware of all these ways to save money. And like cutting coupons, I used to do it all the time from the Sunday paper, cutting coupons, double coupons, it was like a competition with me to save money when we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. And so it's just, I always find the gas thing funny because there are lots of ways to save, but everybody seems to focus so much on gas prices. And again, $4, $4, but you could save $20, $30, $40, $50 in a week by being budget conscious and looking at a lot of other areas on how to save money. I just find this super interesting. I don't know if you guys do as well. I'm 5 minutes behind the comments, but I would like to see what you all think about what I just said. And I totally agree with this. Please pray for the people of Ukraine. What's going on there is awful. You would think it's from the history books, like a country choosing to invade another one. It is saddening to see what's happening with families and people there. It's a real mess. And I do think the same thing, which is, prayers. Pray for an end to that for sure. What did you miss since you were late? Me talking about Starlink and internet and the mountains and Asheville. A lot of the same. Thankfully, you can catch up if you want later, Hope, and let us know in the comments what you think. BB, hello, Mr. Mountain and everyone in the chat. Hello to you. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Gas was $4.49. That is expensive. You know, I've been watching too. Specific on gas, a barrel of crude is up near 130. I think that is the highest since 2008. And there is no immediate fix from what I heard from analysts. Even if like strategic reserves or anything was like let open, it's a slow process to propagate through. So this is just tough with what's going on over between Ukraine and Russia right now. It's really and then they're talking about banning the imports on oil there and gas, which would make it even worse. I heard something where they could anticipate like $150 or $170 a barrel. So could $5 a gallon be coming? Yes. And what does that mean? You need to figure out a way to save $1.50 a gallon. You know, you're talking $15 to $30 now that you have to look at in your budget and start making up for that on a weekly or however often you're filling up the gas tank. So I've already got the crunching going on in my head to, you know, make a couple little changes. I have lived. Oh, you have lived. Sorry. You have lived in the San Francisco Bay Area since '82, but you were right. It's a great place to visit. That's very interesting. And it would be, you know, from those that live there about like since '82. So maybe I don't know the exact timeline, but I had heard people that got in long ago were able to get in reasonably, but now it's just choked out how expensive it is there. And again, that's what I hear is like people who work as a waiter, waitress, or retailer, something like that in San Francisco, you are going to have to get out of the city and drive because there's no way you're going to be able to afford even the shoebox size places. Does the Shelby only take premium? Yes, it does. And so does the Cobra. They both take premium. So there's a little bit of an added price there. $329 here Friday, now $399. Yes, because the escalation over the weekend. Dr. J, have a wonderful week. Thank you for stopping by and hope you are doing well. It was great seeing you. Wow, it was $3.79 at Sam's Club here. They were lined up at every pump. I went up the road and it was still $3.79 at most places. Right, exactly. And you know what? It's getting to the point where 5 or 10 cents because of time and some of the aggravation. Because here's another thing. It's not that bad idling, but if you have to idle for like 15 or 20 minutes, you might consider spending 5 cents more a gallon across the street or 10 cents, because at that point, it's a little bit, it defeats the purpose. Let's see. What else do we have here? Yeah, 6 to 7 in the Bay Area. That's rough. You know, on foot, but there are people who have to commute. Aldi is great. Save money by going to Aldi. I think Aldi, don't they still charge you if you don't bring your own bag or cart? You got to put a quarter in or a couple of quarters. That's an excellent way. Aldi. I haven't been recently shopping at Aldi, but we had done that years ago when we were in Florida and did not like Aldi. I let my XM expire after subscription, so they offered me the $5 month instead of $30. I can't remember if we talked about this, but I have it on the calendar every year. And it's a truthful thing. I got that promo deal with XM or Sirius in the car. And for what they offer, that original price of the 5 to 7 a month is what I feel it is worth it. When it jumps to 13 or 14, I call them and I say, it's not worth that to us. That's too much of a premium. I have Pandora. I have the internet. I can Bluetooth in the car. I don't really need your service. A lot of your stations aren't even as good as Pandora. I know I think they own Pandora now, but that's an added thing. I said, if you can give it to me at that price, I will continue to be to subscribe to it. And so they offer it. They do. And a lot of companies do that. You would think it's that the price is fixed, but the same thing with DirecTV. I call them up and I say, hey, listen, I am one of the only ones in the house that watch it because of sports. It's not really worth $130 a month or whatever. It's worth this much to me. well, how about if you cut off this channel or that channel? I'm like, nope, because those are the couple eclectic ones I watch. So basically I want to keep the package and this is what it's worth. Can you work with me? And they either can or they can't. So a lot of places you will find you can save money on your cell phone bill, your satellite bill, your if you did have like an XM or something. I also went through with the family. We had a couple of streaming channels we weren't using, cut those out, stuff like that. I try to save every way that I can. That's the reason I cook from scratch most of the time, rarely eat out. We do once a week, maybe 1.5 times a week. I say 1.5 kind of tongue in cheek, maybe something small, then something more. I do like it. I feel like it's a treat, at the end of the week or on the weekend. But this is it. Yeah. I mean, if you go out and you spend $30 or $40, you know how much chicken breast and rice and potatoes and stuff you can buy for $40 or 50 or 60. So this definitely, that'll make up your, 10 or 20 cents a gallon for that. Hike with Mike. I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. I bet you Florida's warming up and hopefully you're enjoying some hiking and outdoor weather. Let us know how you are doing. $5 a gallon in LA, $3.79 her. Last I had seen. Here. I didn't know if that was a gas station. I said her. I was thinking of like Hess. They had Hess down in Florida. $4.25 in Florida. We're kind of getting in that, and I think it'll be there soon. Big Daddy, I don't know if I said hello, but hello to you. Glad you're here. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. My family and I have rented a beach house for the summer in Holden Beach. Never been there. Have you been there? And any recommendations? We used to go to the Outer Banks or Myrtle. I have not been to Holden Beach, but I will tell you what, that is a whole nother side of the state that is untapped for fun and adventure. And it's just so far away, like from the West Coast to the East Coast. I mean, it's not like California, but I can actually get to Columbus, Ohio from Asheville. I can get to faster than I can get to the Outer Banks from Asheville. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, I don't know that much. I think my sister may have been there before or somebody I knew, but I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time. It's just beautiful over there at the coast. Question, can we get a video about getting to know you for 20 or 50 things viewers don't know about you and your family? I don't know. I on that particular front, I make the channel mostly about the travel in the area, but we'll see how things evolve. I definitely enjoy talking about my hobbies and things like that. So you never know. We'll definitely see. And I like the brainstorming that you're doing here. Aldi is a good place for fruit as long as you check it well. They don't always take the bad out, good prices. Yes. And I think even Walmart's been like that recently. You have to, I brought home some tomatoes a couple months ago and they already have mold on them when I brought them out of the bag. And I'm like, crap, because you got to go back to the store and return them. And that last time I went to Walmart to return something to customer service, they were closed. And the lady told me they didn't have enough staff. So I made a trip to return something and they wouldn't even return it at the register. I was like, oh, goodness. We cut cable down in spring, add back sports channel in the fall. That's really strategic, smart way to do it. 25 cents, a really good idea, BBB. 25 cents for a cart, 10 cents for each bag. You can reuse your bags and get the 25 cents back. Return the cart. And here's another thing you can do. You can buy the cloth bags or do one trip to Walmart and get yourself 30 bags and then use those over at Aldi. Be careful with XM. Forget when your time's over and you get a big charge when it auto renews. I always put it on my digital calendar 7 to 10 days before it expires because they tell me on the deal call, they'll be like, all right, this is going to expire, May 1st of 2023. So I'll go in like April 20th, put the reminder and call that day. No Aldi close to me. Sometimes the 1, 2, 3 punch, it could be Walmart, Sam's, Costco, and then your local grocery store because they'll do the BOGO, buy one, get one free. So if you have the time, usually you can go buy one, get one free, get all the needs out of the way. Don't buy anything you don't need. Then hit Walmart or Sam's. You could probably do the buy one, get one free, then Sam's, and then end up with Walmart for whatever's left. And you could probably save the most amount. Looking forward to it. Family. Yes. Griswold family vacation. Do you have the station wagon? That's what we do too. Yes. Very smart. We have an Aldi and I've never been. It's worth checking it out once, because you can see if it's, good for the family or not. Rita's never had a problem with it. Yes. We can get to Pigeon Forge from Western West Virginia as quick as we can get to the West Virginia mountains. Right. It just depends on where you are, right? Like, it's really interesting. Some people, but it's kind of interesting. It's just like, from Panama City or from Destin to Miami is probably further than Destin to, say, Knoxville, or maybe even to Lexington. I haven't done the math or to see the exact on that, but Florida is such a big state. It takes a long time. The checkers at Aldi are super fast, almost as fast as the way they toss your items in the cart and start to ring up the next person practically before you get the receipt. That's cool. I love Earth Fair. Great store. I get those confused with Fresh Market. I think they had an Earth Fair here and it went out of business and turned into a Fresh Market. Fresh Market, if I recall, if I'm saying the right name, has a really awesome food court if you want to eat healthily. And I went there. It was on the other side of Asheville. They had this was a while ago. They had a pizza on Friday that you could get. And if you were an Amazon Prime customer, they would give you $2 off. I don't know. They must have a deal with it. And you just had to show your membership. And the pizza was so good. I mean, it was delicious. And I haven't gone back since. I'm like, I want to get that. I mean, it's funny because that place has like salmon and chicken and all this fresh food. And I was getting a pizza. But I also did get the good stuff. I went to town one time there after the gym, and I spent way too much money because some of the food in the deli, they weigh by the pound. They have like a little cafe. Well, I was hungry like a hippo after the gym, and I think it ended up costing me $24. So talk about, yeah, I won't do that again, but I did enjoy it. Get the blueberry muffins at Aldi. They are super good. I know, and a lot of people who shop there talk about certain items that are really, really good. Costco has the freshest produce I've gotten from a store other than the farmer's market. This I have found too. I don't have Costco, but Sam's Club and 6 1/2 dozen. And so usually the produce there, I totally agree. It is in bulk, but it is a good deal. Like if you like avocados, the place to get them is Sam's, because if you get them at the wholesale club, maybe $5, $6 a bag. But if you go buy those individually at the grocery or even Walmart, you're going to pay a lot more. Better to shop for food at 2, 3 stores, provided they're close together. You save that way, right? And that is the way that you can kind of go through them and you can get cumulatively everything and save money. No station wag, but none needed. I'm probably cousin Eddie, right? You got the big one then? The Pentamin on wheels, or what did Clark say? That was cool. Destin to Fort Myers is I'm trying to click here. It's not clicking. Destin to Fort Myers is a very long drive. I never realized Florida was so long. Yeah, I mean, sticks out like a thumb down there. And even from Central Florida to Miami, like Daytona, Orlando area to Miami was like 5 hours. And that's halfway down the state. That's right. The time changes this weekend. Like I was mentioning, happy that it's not going to be, this late at night, it'll be dark, but I'm looking forward to it being lighter later. The drive to Key West or the Everglades takes forever. Yeah, if you went from Key West to Destin, I haven't done the Google Maps to see what that is, but it's got to be like, I don't know, it's got to be like 500 or 600 miles. I don't know if somebody's got the bandwidth to look in the background. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's only like 400 or something, but it's got to be far. Isn't there a Trader Joe's in Asheville? There is. It is in north of downtown. I've passed by it several times, but I have not been to it. But it does seem pretty popular. Finally get to try Key West this fall. You know what? I lived in Florida for 12 years and never once went to Key West. It sounds silly, but the thing about it was we lived near the beach to begin with. So to take a trip and spend a bunch of money to go to another beach, I don't know, it was kind of weird. But I do that now, right? Like I go to the mountains and I go to other mountain places. So I'm being a little hypocritical. But at the time, we didn't do a lot of adventures from one beach to the other because we had a beach. Let's get the algorithm dance going here and hit the thumbs up and thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, if you're enjoying it or you want to share it with people, by all means, thank you so much. I actually got caught up on the comments, so I'm going to move over to the channel updates for the week of March the 7th, 2022. Again, I don't have any videos in the can for this channel right now, but I have several concrete ideas on what I want to do. It's just a matter of time. but I am trying to keep that continuity with Mountain Man Monday, Instagram, and Shorts. So there is continuity here in the channel, and we are staying together as a community. And I appreciate the people that enjoyed the ones in Asheville. I'll try to do that more. I still am the biggest fan of canned videos. In my personal opinion, canned videos are a distant number one. I just think they're the best. I think that's what YouTube is all about. Live streams, I think, are number two. I enjoy this. I enjoy the fluid nature. I enjoy that I don't have to edit anything. But you know, obviously visually, there's not a lot going on here except for me blabbering on. And then shorts, I think it's a neat medium. It's obviously YouTube's attempt at trying to cut into things like TikTok and Snapchat and Facebook and other means of social media with their own method of doing it. But as far as video content creating, sometimes that's really nice too. I see something cool. I'm not prepared to shoot a long video. I can share it with the community. And I'm so not a fan of vertical videos. I never have been. I'm old school. I like landscape. I mean, that's how we watch movies and TV and everything else. But it is what it is. It's better than nothing. So that comes in number 3 for me. What else is going on? I mentioned Starlink for those of you that got here later. I do have Starlink now. The satellite is up. The only thing is within my house, I don't have the infrastructure set up with the mesh routers and everything, getting all the Wi-Fi spread out. I'm a little far from the router, so I wasn't able to leverage it tonight. That's why it was broken up at the beginning. I need a couple of parts. In a couple of weeks, I will have that and should have much improved and very, very clear Mountain Man Monday. So I will be enjoying that. That's about it. I think for channel updates, I'm always forgetting something. There's something in the middle of the week. I'm like, why don't I mention that during the channel updates? And I'm always forgetting something. So I don't know. That's what I got for right now. Let me go over here and share a couple of pictures here that I got. What do we have? What do we have? It is over here on Instagram, which is Instagram at Mr. Mountain_man. I always forget to bring up that banner. Let's see what we've got. We have just a couple pictures. Yes, I did get a banana split at Marble Slab Creamery. This banana split for downtown Asheville was, I think, an okay deal. It was $7.95. And one thing I really liked about this is you could pick any flavor of ice cream you wanted. So I got like Swiss chocolate or double chocolate fudge or something like that, cheesecake and birthday cake. I don't know why. I love birthday cake ice cream. The first time I ever had it was at a place called Brewster's when we lived outside of Charlotte, and I'm just a fan of birthday cake ice cream. I think it's great. The cheesecake, I'll take a pass on it next time. It was tasted like cheesecake. It just wasn't it wasn't bad by any means, but it was good. There was hot fudge and hot caramel, the banana, the whipped cream, the nuts, and the cherry on top. I love a banana split. Yes, it is a healthy treat. Think about it. You get a banana in there, so you're getting some fiber and some potassium, right? It looks great. It was very good. It was delicious, delicious, delicious. I liked that banana split. Downtown Asheville is beautiful. There was somebody singing improv on the corner here, which was really cool. As people would walk by, he would improv and say something. It was everybody was getting a hoot out of it. Beautiful restaurants and shops, the Asheville Art Museum, and some, it's just really, really pretty. This was from the parking garage, just kind of an overhead look. I had a lot more pictures. I was trying to be, have you been to the art museum? I would go. It is, I would. So that's a great question, or isn't that your thing? This is a really good question because when I lived in Charlotte, I went to the art museum, and I have to admit, I kind of forced it upon myself. Like, I'm not big for like looking at art. It's just not one of my things, like still, painted art or whatever. But I can appreciate a museum. So it would be definitely something I would do once. And my wife likes it. Bigger than you thought. Yes, it is. It's a cool city. And I don't know if that, which pictures I had there. I should post another one. There's the double-decker bus. Yes, it was very, very cool. Giving a heart to all these right here because these are good. And here's some spam. The bus is really neat. I didn't go in it, but I don't even, be honest with you, I don't even know if you can go in it. I know the ordering is on the other side of the bus, but it was at nighttime. And there's the Buttercup or the daffodils or the whatever you want to call them, they are blooming all over the mountain right now, wild, and it is really, really cool. I had some more pictures from downtown Asheville. I should look at the phone and post some more, but I enjoyed sharing that with you. And then over on the YouTube channel, I did share the S&K kind of like food court area, and then I didn't share anything from the restaurant, but again, that social melting pot. The thing I recommend about it, and if you look it up, the price and the food and the service, A plus. The one downside to it was we came in and they said, "Do you want to sit at the bar?" And I wanted a table because it was kind of a like, spending time together. It's like, we have a table. They put us right next to the kitchen. Ordinarily that's not that cool, but with one of my kids, they didn't know the difference. But this particular place, whatever they're doing with it wasn't the fondue, it was some of their food and such. There was a lot of smoke coming out of the kitchen. And so that, wasn't really that A plus. Like, I would have docked it 1 star in a rating for that. And it was kind of emanating into the restaurant. But the owner came by. I'm pretty sure it was the owner. If it wasn't, it was a high up manager. Super nice. The waitress was very friendly and the food was good. And the price for downtown Asheville. Here's the deal about downtown Asheville. I love it because they have menus outside all of the restaurants. So you can kind of get a feel for what you're looking at. And some places are very expensive. Like, some place they'll have some pork chops or a steak or something. You're paying 38 or 50. You start adding appetizers and all that. It's a special occasion. There's one seafood lobster place that looks very high end. Like, you look through the window and there's like lobsters and crab legs. And I remember looking at it and like one of the shared platters was like 150 or something like that. But not to scare away. Not all places are like that. It's like any other downtown. There is better price, lower price. And then, there's, even the, quick service type stuff you can find, like the S&K, place we walked into. So something for everybody, but I did enjoy, again, the social melting pot. Check it out there on Mr. Mountain _man. If you want to see some photos. All right. Going back over here, let me catch up on the mini comments here. Let me let's see what everybody's saying. Sorry, I'm trying to find the comment where I left off of. A lot of folks here in the Tri-Cities area frequent Trader Joe's in Asheville. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, and again, it's I usually sometimes see people going in and out of that when I pass by it. 7's up. 7 is the number of perfection. Well, I appreciate it again, anybody who's listening, and thank you for the support of the channel. And if you're enjoying this, do you think you'll be doing the ocean again this year on vacation or something different? I think we will go to Myrtle at some point because the family loves it so much. And I did get more, you all know, I did get more, gifts and stuff from the original Benjamin's Calabash Seafood Buffet, which I have the video on the channel dedicated, and then the one within the Myrtle Beach last year. I think if I go to Myrtle, I'm not going to do another overall Myrtle video. I've already mentioned that. The one last year was relatively speaking, a massive amount of effort. Shooting over a whole week and editing that took a very long time. I love the video. I think it came out great how it starts with me revving the engine and having a little goofy fun. I think it's a tremendous video. But I think what I would do is maybe I would shoot a place like a restaurant or an attraction, possibly. There's some other stuff going on with the summer, again, talking about budget and such, some of the kids' birthdays and things going on. And like, if there's camps and like, these things eat into and we still haven't figured out about Dollywood and some of these others. So I don't know if there's going to be like a grandiose vacation to some other place. Signs are not pointing that way right now, but it might be an eclectic flair of going different places, but we haven't determined exactly that yet. Thank you, Foxy, for posting the Eclectic Candyman, my other YouTube channel. tools and reviews, and I have a slew of videos for that one. Started editing another one that was almost a year old that I shot the video. So I need to get that out this week. I ate dinner. Now I'm craving for something sweet because you saw the banana split. Not a bad price. Yeah, everything at that ice cream place was about $8, but the portion sizes were pretty good. So it wasn't bad. Anybody getting snow? No snow here, but maybe further to the north, although I did hear Blondie say earlier it was very cold. Let's see. Oh, Utah is where the snow is happening. I like the atmosphere at night in a big city. So different than during the day. It is. It was interesting because that's what was asked to me. Like, do you like it during the day or night better? And I think the atmosphere at night was very enjoyable. It feels very, very safe in Asheville. It's small and quaint. You never feel. It just feels like everybody's having a good time, and just a lot of families and a lot of young adults and a lot of older adults. And it's just not to overuse the word too many times, but it is. It's an eclectic mix of people and everybody's having a good time. It was fun. Hey, Kentucky girl, how you doing? Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Glad you could join us and let us know how you're doing. You can go in the bus. Thank you, Big Daddy. I didn't know. You can go in the bus. It's a coffee place. It's called Double D's. Good coffee. You used to be able to sit upstairs. Can you not go upstairs anymore? Or can you just walk in and order, or can you still sit upstairs? I need to go in there. Maybe, I mean, all this stuff. It'd be great to like shoot a video of just that place. Go right through your area. I'm just reading the comments, trying to figure out which the next one is. You enjoyed the live stream from Myrtle. That was the last time I did a mobile live stream. That was fun. What I realized that day was that the fuzzy part of the mic came detached about a half an inch, and that was some of the cause of the wind. But boy, shooting on the coast is really tough for wind noise, even with the wind mic that I had. But I thought it was fun and it was neat. I really was excited to kind of do that as a surprise. Vacation because of the baby. Yeah. It just depends on the place that, is applicable, but like the beach always does well for that. And in the mountains and places around here. So as it gets closer, but someday we may go back to Florida. I mean, we lived there for so long, but getting to experience someday Disney again, and doing things. We just haven't, we haven't gotten concrete plans exactly yet. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Caught up on the comments. All right, let me get over to news and notes for the week of March the 7th, 2022. All right. So continuing on the theme here of being a little bit hungry. May I have a drink of water, please? Much better. Much better. All right, let me get that banner out of the way. Wisconsin Dells. Yes, I will tell you what, there is, and that is, you know what I watched? Did we talk about this? I watched a documentary, an old school one, pretty sure about the Wisconsin Dells. And I have a buddy that went there too, that lives up in that like Minnesota, Wisconsin area and has family up there. That's a great suggestion for doing, there's just so many neat places to travel, aren't there? I'm telling you, there are so many cool places. We are so fortunate of the neat places to go. This first article right here, Asheville, technically Candler dining review. What can you get for $30 at Sweet Southern Funk? All right, the name Sweet Southern Funk might initially make you think of a Southern rock cover band, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Instead, it is a local food truck discovered off of Pisgah Highway in Candler, where the truck has a permanent location. So Candler is to the west of Asheville. So it kind of goes Asheville, Candler, Canton, and then you start getting out towards, heading towards Maggie Valley and Waynesville and that way. The truck's motto is posted on the sign just off the road, where flavor, food, and the front porch meet the road. I guess this is to say that you can expect a welcoming down home approach to the mobile eatery. I have to say, I agree. The staff was welcoming to all guests, including ourselves, made sure everyone understood the menu, and gave recommendations, all with a smile. The truck sits on a sizable lot that allows for outside dining options when the weather cooperates. With cooler temps, the staff will bring your food right out to your vehicle and add an unexpected level of service. The menu focuses on solid, basic comfort food, providing well loved standards such as burgers, fries, and chicken sandwiches. Where sweet Southern funk is set apart from other operations is that it makes an effort to use local ingredients such as hickory nut gap meats and city bakery buns, avoiding food service frozen supplies. Even the truck salads dressing list is house made. There's a sense of humor in some of the items on the truck's menu, mirroring the positive vibes coming from the staff. For instance, the Old Candler Town sandwich uses Candler round steak, which turns out to be a thick cut of fried bologna served on Texas toast. The double funk dogs, which are topped with sloppy Joe chili, queso, mustard, and onions, take on the name Inca Lank Double Funk Dogs instead of donning the newly adopted Biltmore Lake moniker. Goes on to talk about a lot of the different foods there. They have a crunch wrap, toasted flour tortilla with crisp tortilla shell underneath. Comes in a choice of 3 proteins, sloppy Joe burger or house-made 3-bean vegan patty. Person said it was their favorite Fender Hill funky chicken sandwich based on hand-breaded buttermilk fried chicken strips. The hickory nut gap sloppy joes. I haven't had sloppy joes in a while. That was kind of like a staple, kind of growing up for kids, right? Sloppy joe comes on a long bun, topped with the house queso. All items include a side, several to choose from. For some, Pisgah Highway and Candler might be a little out of the way. To that, I suggest a Mount Pisgah hike and a quick stop on the way up to grab a little lunch. It's a food truck, can be casual, outside seating, and the prices average $3 to $11. I mean, these are just those little gems that are all over the place. If you're heading out west between Asheville and the Waynesville or Canton area, this might be worth a stop here. I see somebody's leaving. Smoky Mountain Man. Good night, Mr. Mountain Man. Have a blessed night. God bless you. Thanks for a great live stream. Always enjoy them. You as well. Thank you. Have a wonderful week. And thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Here comes the food person. Yes, making us hungry. I'm telling you what, in that basket right there, I can't zoom, but I'm going for everything, please. I'm going for, is that a burger on the right, or is that the sloppy Joe with the queso? I don't know. That wrap looks pretty good too. I might go for that. I would probably need 2 meals. I think I would eat both the 2 in front. I actually would eat all 3 of them. Your mom say they went to the Wisconsin Dells for their honeymoon. My parents went to Toronto, I believe, for their honeymoon. I don't think they went to if mom was here, she could say, but they went to Toronto for their honeymoon. But I could double back on that. Next time she's here, we'll make sure to ask again. But that's a good question. I'm sorry I don't have the definitive answer. Is J&S Cafeteria in Asheville still open? We used to eat lunch there a lot in studio days back when we were recording in Arden. It was very good. It closed. It has been bulldozed. It was there in Arden or Fletcher, right near I-26. It was open a few years ago. I think it may have had a fire, to be honest with you. And then it got bought. It has been bulldozed, and they built a hotel. They're building. That is prime real estate. That is right off I-26 going to the airport, right by the Ag Center. And that area is built up so much. So that one is no longer there. Unfortunately, I never got to go there. I think my wife may have made it there once with the kids, but I cannot remember. Hope says she thought it was open, but I mean, I can look again. Let's see here. Cafeteria. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. JNS. Right? JNS? JN. Man, sorry for the delay. JNS. Yeah, JNS. Right. Okay, so there is still one in Asheville. It is located at 800 Fairview Road, Asheville, North Carolina. It is, here it is, this one. But this is, I don't think this is the one that you were thinking about in Arden, but there is still one here. I put it in the chat, the link. So there is one, but the one that was near I-26 had closed. I want to say I want to try one of these food trucks that is pretty close. People say it's really good fish sandwiches. Yeah. I think one of the things about food trucks is, I mean, I'm kind of old school that again, like going out to eat is kind of like it's like an event. It doesn't have to be super fancy, but it's like a treat. So something to me about getting it and then eating at like a picnic table kind of dilutes the experience a little bit. Now, some could argue with me and say, well, isn't that neat? What if the weather's nice? And I guess so. I guess the ambiance of being at a restaurant inside, even if it's a Chili's or something like that, and being served is all kind of the experience. Maybe I'm being a little, I don't know. Like, I guess I would be more apt to eat at a food truck if it was at an event. Like you're already at an event or festival, then yes, I would find the coolest food truck. But to just go to a food truck, I don't know, maybe. Um, I guess the answer would be yes. I would definitely do it if the food's good. But usually I would go opt for a restaurant that you can sit inside versus a food truck. Um, yes, but remember yes, there we go. Hope beat me to it. There is one. Yes, heart attack averted. It was the one that Arden would go to all the time. I'm checking this one. Yeah. I wonder if I could find an article on that. JNS Arden. I swear there was a fire. Yes, here it is. I don't know if you'll be able. This article is from March the 10th. Um, no, that was the one at Fairview Road caught on fire. Okay, what about the one in Arden? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the Asheville Fire Department is on the scene of J&S Cafeteria at the 800 block of Fairview after a kitchen fire caused significant damage. All right, did both of them burn down? I don't know. So no, well, the one in Fairview Road didn't, according to this. So we're good with the J&S Cafeteria. Here's the only thing about the cafeteria. We were talking about Golden Corral. The cafeteria being a la carte, I think it would be like that time I went to the fresh market or whatever, and I got everything weighed by the pound and it ended up being $25. I have to be careful at a cafeteria because if you get eyes bigger, your stomach like that, they'll be like, okay, here's your bill, $28.95. What for cafeteria food? So yeah, but anyway, looks like a cool food truck. Let's go to the next article over here, which is Carowinds parent company rejects increased SeaWorld takeover offer plus the opening date. Now, this article is a couple of weeks old. I'm sure people like Larry who live in the land of Cedar Fair probably already knew this news, but I wanted to follow up on it because I did have an article a few weeks back, and those of you that may have not been paying attention may have not seen it. But the original article was that SeaWorld was trying to buy Cedar Fair, and which is a conglomerate of many, many parks throughout the United States. And I thought that would have been interesting because they really would have probably taken on your Six Flags and your Universal and all that stuff. But according to the article, Cedar Fair, parent company of Carowinds, which is the park in Charlotte, outside of Charlotte, declined the takeover bid for all of the entertainment company's parks from SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment. SeaWorld said in an online statement, in response to inquiries from various stakeholders, we confirm that our offer to acquire Cedar Fair was rejected. Unfortunately, we do not see a path to a transaction, the statement said. Nearly 2 weeks ago, Cedar Fair officials confirmed its board of directors was reviewing the offer. The unsolicited, non-binding $3.4 billion proposal was first reported by Bloomberg. They upped the price. It was still not desired. Cedar Fair, based in Sandusky, Ohio, owns 17 theme parks and water parks in the US and Canada, plus 11 hotels and resorts, according to the company's website. Cedar Fair purchased Carowinds in 2006 from Paramount for $1.24 billion. Wow. The 400-acre amusement park straddles North Carolina, South Carolina, in Charlotte and Fort Mill, respectively. Which is kind of cool. If you ever go to the park, you can stand in both states at one time. SeaWorld operates 8 theme parks and 4 water parks in the U.S. I did not know that SeaWorld had that many parks. Carowinds is hiring about 2,000 seasonal employees for the park, opening next month. Season pass hold preview night is March 11th, just a few days away, according to Carowinds' website. Before the March 12th opening, the park's water park, Carolina Harbor, will open May 27th. So long before the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel existed, and long before we lived in Florida and had Disney passes, we lived in Charlotte, just a stone's throw from Carowinds, and had Carowinds season passes for probably 3 years in a row at least. And my wife and I, before we had kids, that was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. It was owned by Paramount at the time. I have not been back to Carowinds. We were just talking about it recently. It'd be a lot of fun. The kids are not into the mega roller coaster thing. Some of them won't even get on the roller coasters at Dollywood. So, part of me is hesitant to spend a lot of money to go over there because I don't know, but they have like Snoopy Land or something like that. That could be kind of cool. And honestly, I'm not even to the mega roller coasters. Like you all know, I like Thunderhead, and some of the medium-sized roller coasters at Dollywood, but like I still am not a huge fan of like the really, really high, tall roller coasters. And like the negative G type experience, I'm not a big one for. But anyway, that's when Carowinds is open, and they rejected the SeaWorld offer. So Cedar Fair will stay its own entity. Let's see. I like the food courts like the one you went to in Asheville because there are so many choices, especially when everyone wants something different. Exactly. Just the traditional going to the mall. Even the mall in Asheville has a food court. So somebody goes to Panda Express and somebody goes to Chick-fil-A and somebody goes to the steak plate. What's it called? This Charlie steaks or whatever, something like that. So something for everyone. Exactly. And that little food court we went to in downtown Asheville was a little gym I didn't even know existed. We walked in there. I'm like, what is this? And, the ice cream and the hot dog, you could get a beer if you want, all kinds of stuff in there. And there was plenty of seats on a Friday evening, which was interesting too. So I really like that. You hadn't seen any news on this lately. Okay. I figured that would have been like front page stuff, but I know you're not in Sandusky. I didn't know. With the gas prices, we're all going to have to watch our budgets. Kentucky Girl, we were having a fun or interesting conversation about that about 30 minutes ago, right before you had come here. And that's exactly what we were talking about, is like ways to, kind of eyeball the budget and make some changes. And, to save that, is several extra dollars that a tank of gas is costing these days. So definitely agree with you on that. And yes, Hope Faith knows a lot about North Carolina and always providing good information. All right. So next up, a little bit about the Blue Ridge Parkway. It seems like I'm always having articles about Great Smoky Mountains National Park and the Blue Ridge Parkway, surpassing records. But it just goes to show you that, with all the ways we are entertained these days, if you think about it. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I'm sorry. I'm going on a tangent. Give me a minute. I'll go back to this. The Oculus. All right. Santa Claus brought an Oculus this year. And that thing, which is a virtual reality headset made by Facebook, is absolutely incredible. Now, you probably, if you've heard about it or seen it or played it, you're thinking of gaming. And the gaming is cool. However, you can pull up YouTube on the Oculus, and it is like you are sitting in a movie theater. You can sit in a chair and pull up the Oculus. It is incredible. I pulled up my Tail of the Dragon video on the motorcycle and watched it in the Oculus. And you're sitting here looking around. You think you're looking at this gigantic screen, and the visual is so good, and the sound is right in your ears. I'm telling you, and I'll tell you what I think an Oculus would be really good for, especially, it made me think about it. Like, I hear a lot about people that enjoy some of the videos on these travel channels, like hiking and things, because maybe somebody's fully handicapped, or they can't walk as far, or they can't experience something. The Oculus, I'm not saying it makes it like 3D, artificially or anything, but it is an incredible immersive experience. I've seen them refurbished for as little as like $200. I put it on. I showed my parents when they were here. It is something else. I was greatly impressed by it. I was like, you know what? If I'm sitting on my chair on the couch, I'd rather watch a movie on like Netflix or whatever, putting this thing on because it is so crazy cool. And then again, YouTube, some of the videos are just really, really fun to watch. And it doesn't have to be an action video necessarily, but again, because you're looking through this goggles that's on your face and it's completely immersive, it's just a really cool thing. So does anybody here have an Oculus? And if you have you tried pulling up YouTube on it and then, navigating? I highly recommend checking out the Tail of the Dragon video on my channel if you get a chance. Let me check the comments if anybody, hopefully people know what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you, it is really, really something else. Or if you see one on display at a store, and it's on, put it on and go over to YouTube and check it out. Is the Oculus bad for your eyes? No, it's just like you're viewing anything real. I had no problem. You can adjust it for your vision. It is completely clear. It feels like you're looking, quite some distance. It doesn't feel like you're looking at anything directly in. It feels real, and it's really pretty cool. So yes, you have to. Anyway, if you get a chance or you got a family member that has the Oculus, virtual reality, pull up YouTube, check out Mr. Mountain Man. And that's not, or pull up any channel that has some cool driving video. You could pull up the Sidewinder video or anybody's channel that has something, or don't even pull up one of those. Just pull up any old regular video or movie or anything. It is really, really neat. I'm telling you, you got to check it out. Obviously by my excitement, you know that it's pretty cool. Let's see. Let me get back to this. Yes, it is a super duper Viewmaster. And yes, seen people with videos using them. It is really, really neat. Larry, you have not heard of it, but again, yeah, it's called the Oculus Quest. So here, let me find one from like Walmart or something like that. Here it is. I've seen these refurbished before, or they go on sale for like $199, but the normal price is $299. And there's no reason that I've seen that you need to get more memory because you can just rotate through the games. Boy, that's a long link. Let me see if this is enough. I'm going to take off all that junk on the end. You could check that out. I mean, it's not that it's proprietary to Walmart. It's just that's one of the places I've seen it at before. All right, back to this last article. Yes, it just goes to show when I was, that's what made me think of it. I was saying, with all the amazing technical ways that we're entertained these days, from streaming media to Oculus and virtual reality to just all the cool things that are out there in YouTube and all this stuff. I think there's something that touches a lot of folks, as far as their interest and their passion to still be outdoors. And of course, mountains and the Blue Ridge Parkway and the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. These are places that are showing by metrics that they're not slowing down. From the article, Blue Ridge Parkway managers announced today there were an estimated 15.9 million recreation visits to the park on the heels of the National Park Service announcement that the Blue Ridge Parkway again ranks at the top of the National Park Service visitation over the past year. Park leadership and staff want to use this opportunity to remind park neighbors and visitors that protecting the park for generations to come requires a shared commitment to stewardship. I completely agree with that. While overall parkway visitation has remained relatively stable over the past 5 to 10 years, some of the park's most popular destinations are seeing the impacts of heavy visitation. Overcrowding at popular locations can lead to diminished visitor experience and damage to park resources. These impacts can often be avoided by recreating responsibly. With 469 miles to explore, we encourage you to find new ways to enjoy the parkway this year. What was the one that I said? I read an article about that place at the top of the hill where everybody would go out and watch the stars and stuff. I forget the name of it. They shut it down because people were like littering and destroying the grass and something knoll, not grassy knoll, no, cobbly knob. Was it that? I don't remember. Anyway, that was overcrowded, and I had an article that was probably like a year ago. Let's see. Parkway visitation highlights in 2021 include an approximate 13% increase from 2020. The Parkway most recently saw similar levels of visitation in 2017 with 16.1 billion visitors. 12% increase in camping over 2019. Tent camping is up 10%. RV use is up 16%. There were 362 motor vehicle accidents on the Parkway. Of those accidents, 252 resulted only in property damage. There were 102 accidents with injuries and 8 resulted in fatalities. Be careful on the Parkway. Of the fatalities, 5 involved motorcycles. The overall accident rates in 2021 represent a 17% increase. Parkway Motor Road remains open, weather permitting, year-round, although they're very easy to close it down the second there's a flake of snow. For an in-depth look at 2021 visitation statistics, please visit the National Park Service Social Science website. Anyway, yeah, that's the Linville, Viaduct, and the most photographed part of the Parkway for sure. Let's see. Finding the last comment. Yeah, Linville Viaduct is what that picture there. Only an hour from your house, Hope. A beautiful place. Beautiful. 15 million people were parked at the Linville Viaduct when we were there in October. I wonder about that. They must have do that picture at about 6:45 in the morning. I have no idea what you're talking about. I guess I don't have any cool family members. Yeah. Well, the only reason y'all might have heard of it too is there are commercials on, from time to time on it. It is, yeah. But if you come across it, check it out. It's pretty cool. Yes, you cannot do VR with Vertigo. So I will tell you this much. I did a roller coaster sample on it, and yeah, you can get like feeling funky on these things. But that was a roller coaster. I played other games and they were just super awesome. Like you can turn completely around and see the room. You've probably heard a lot of stuff in the news about what the metaverse is. I mean, this is kind of the stepping stone into that. But all that being said, YouTube is still very two-dimensional. You can sit in a chair and watch YouTube. The only difference is you feel like you're in a movie theater instead of looking at a screen. Anyway, it's worth checking out again if you've seen it. The VR headset that your phone slides into, I had one of those things too. It's like a way better version of that. But believe it or not, I was kind of impressed by those things. I didn't think they would work that well, and I got a few apps for them. My mom actually got me the little thing that went over and you strap the phone to it. I was kind of impressed. Yes, be careful on the Parkway. What is the metaverse? It's basically like virtual reality world of living. It's things like games like Roblox and having your character or your personality be in the metaverse. People are buying houses and property in this fake world, and there's concerts that happen in it, and it's evolving. It is like this virtual reality world that exists, inside a headset, or it doesn't even have to be in the headset. Like Roblox is a game that kids play, and it's like, you're playing it on a monitor or whatever. But if you hear this term, it's basically like the virtual reality world that it doesn't mean everybody is going to be participating in that. It's just it is again a stepping stone into that. And yes, that thing that went on, my phone got like 150 degrees exactly, because I think to run those three, because it was if you looked at the app, it would have like 2 different screens. It just completely taxed the phone's processing on it. Mine did get super hot and it ate and destroyed the battery. That's the cool thing about an Oculus. It's an entire unit onto itself with 2 hand controls. And so you can point, and it's got like a little, it looks like a laser pointer, but it's not red. It's like clear or blue when you're in there. So you can point at things and open apps and stuff like that. Last up here is the weather I mentioned, and I think Rita had mentioned, if you look today, 70, then it goes 60, then 50, 60, then 40. I mean, wow, look at that. I didn't even pay attention to low on Saturday. That's proof that old man winter is not gone. I don't know if that'll hold into the weekend, but if the rain comes first and then the cold front comes after, that means no snow. I don't see any snow in there, but never say never, you know. I mean, but anyway, even if that came, look at Sunday, that's at 50 degrees and sunny, and with the radiant heat, nothing's going to stick around. But yes, it has been rainy today. So anyway, that is the news and notes for the week of March the 7th, 2022. And again, I noticed, recently we've had a little uptick in some of the people participating in Mountain Man Monday. Again, anybody who might be listening in the background or is new to the show, I want to welcome you. I hope you enjoy and find the information useful or entertaining. You do not have to participate in the chat, but if you want to or say hello, you are more than welcome to. Anyway, just a warm welcome to anyone who might be listening and is here now or in the future listening later. Not a bad forecast. That's right. It is not too bad of a forecast. We definitely have moderate winters here. I mentioned this a few weeks ago. I think as the crow flies, I mean, you're within 50 or 60 miles of Georgia. And again, why is that significant? Because if you think of the state of Georgia, you think of warm weather. And so we're in the South, even though we're above 2,000 feet, we're still in the South. So, it's not like we get crazy, super duper snows that last forever. I mean, this one we had this year where we got that 12 to 18 inches. I can't remember exactly. We had a string of several weeks where it was very cold. So down in Asheville, like at the lower elevations near roads, it all melted from the car exhaust and all that stuff at traffic lights. But as you would go up in the mountain, places that the sun didn't hit, there were some snow piles and things that lasted a whole month. And also, as far as posting anything in the chat, like his emails and stuff, just for people, I know you weren't asking for mine, but I'm talking about JQ or whatever. Well, you could put it in there if you want, but you might just pass that offline, something so it doesn't get screen scraped and sold for spam or something like that. I know some people do it, but there's a lot of bots out there that, buy and sell that kind of information so that you get 10,000 emails about garbage and selling stuff and whatnot. But anyway, going to be wrapping up the live stream here in a minute or two. I hope you found it informative, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, happy, healthy, and safe week. Again, we're getting into the spring weather, and so things are just going to start greening up here soon. I'll try to make sure that I'll try to see if I have any more pictures here from downtown Asheville. Here's a funny story. Yesterday, there was a turkey looking at the reflection in the car, looking at itself on the car. Not my car. It doesn't matter. It is my car, actually. I mean, it was the minivan, but I probably would have thrown a conniption fit if it had been the Shelby, but that thing was pecking at itself, and I took a short video of that. Let me see what else I have from downtown here. Why am I looking at snow pictures? That's the wrong. Okay, here we go. Where are the Asheville pictures? Where am I missing? Where are they? Where are they? Oh, here we go. That one's blurry. Oh, here's a couple stores. That was kind of neat. Yeah. Let me post, I'll try to put another post out there of some of the pictures from Asheville. A couple of the shops that I saw, one that had band instruments, one that had like Asheville type stuff. These were more like quality souvenirs. Anyway, yes, let me read a couple of these comments. Click, please click. Oh, what's going on? You covered a lot of interesting conversation tonight. I always look forward to Monday nights. Thank you, Rita, and always enjoy having you here. I really appreciate it. Always enjoy spending Monday evenings with you, Mr. Mountain Man. Thanks and have a great week. So kind, Mr. Carlos. Great having you here. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Foxy and Big Daddy. I appreciate it. Thank you, Larry. I hope you have a safe trip back to Ohio and enjoy time with the family. Everybody have a fabulous and safe week. Yes, absolutely. JQ, good night, Mr. Mountain Man. Everyone, enjoy this show tonight. Thank you so much, JQ, for being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Kentucky Girl. Good to see you again and hope you are doing well. AZ Rock, thank you, Mr. Mountain Man, and everyone here for another wonderful Mr. Mountain Man Monday. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Have a great week. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, AZ Rock. You as well. Go and have a great, safe week. Take care. Can't say it any better. Thank you so much to everyone that joined us tonight. I hope you have a wonderful week. And until the next Mountain Man Monday, you all have a wonderful week. Good night, everyone. We'll talk to you later.